In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the different steps of our upcoming assignment, and we will also cover concepts such as blending mode, transparency, masking, and so forth. What you see here is a movie poster of a Woody Allen film called Deconstructing Harry, and what our assignment is going to be is basically reproducing this poster that we actually didn't design, somebody else did. I found it online, and we're going to reproduce this design to the best of our abilities. Obviously, at this stage of Illustrator, we're quite advanced, but not enough yet, so we'll do as much as we have covered so far. Now, this file is found among your folders in Angel in week 3, and you can download it and open it in Illustrator so that we go ahead and start. Now, what I did is just Google Woody Allen, and I found many of his images. Actually, I was lucky to find an image exactly as the one in this poster. So this is what I Googled, just his name, so you can go ahead and do that. And then if you look at these options, you see this fourth option is exactly the image used in the poster, and it's actually of good quality, 900 pixels by 1047, so that's quite good. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and then hold down the control key and click, copy the image, and then paste it in Illustrator. Okay, I realized that the image of Woody Allen is bigger than what I have in the poster. So what I need to do now is scale it down so that, it more or less matches the size that I have here. I can hover over this upper right edge and hold down the shift key and then scale it down like so if you want. That should be fine. Now, in the end, the proportion of this poster is not going to be exactly as the real poster, and it's okay because we're still beginners at Illustrator. Later on, when you complete all the tutorials, you will have the ability to match exactly what they've done here. For now, it's already very good if we're able to more or less reproduce this poster to the best of our abilities. So this is the first thing that I need. Now, if you look closely at this image, you see that there's some graphics applied on it. There's some effect. It's not the real image itself. This is the real image. But here you see there's a nice effect on the hair, the eyebrows, and so forth. It's probably an effect that an artist has applied using these tools like effects under Illustrator or Photoshop, perhaps. For our purpose, we can actually go ahead and do something as close to this effect as possible by working with image trace, which we covered in the previous tutorial. So what I want to do is basically select the image of Woody Allen and then click on the little arrow that shows me the options. And in this case, I want to select black, actually shades of gray. And hopefully my image will change into shades of gray, which I will expand eventually and get to an effect close to what I see here in the original poster. Okay, so this is what I got. If you look closely, it is a nice effect. It's different from what they have, but it's a nice, interesting effect that this option gave me. But I still need to expand it, so let me go ahead and do that. And when I expanded it, obviously, when I go to outline mode by clicking Command Y, you can see the little elements or parts that make up the graphic elements, the vector elements that make up this whole image. So we're good with that. We have the base, and now let's work on what comes on top. If you notice, there's a brownish effect over the image. It's not a black and white image. It has a brownish effect. What I want to do now is draw a rectangle over the image and then give it some, perhaps some transparency if necessary, if not a blending mode, which is one of the concepts we're covering in this tutorial. So let me go ahead and take my rectangle tool and then hover over this upper left corner, click, and drag until I cover the image. Okay, I had chosen this brown earlier, and I'd like to share with you the values so that you actually hit the exact color. So once you create your rectangle, let's say you had a different color like a blue, for example, it doesn't matter. The color that we need here is this brown, and the values of the brown are the ones you see within CMYK. So cyan is 65, so please go ahead and change that. Cyan should be 65, magenta should be 67, yellow should be 70, and black should be 63, and that's the brown we're looking for. Now, obviously, make sure you place that rectangle over the image of Woody Allen. And now, the question is, what should we do so that we see through this color, right? That's when we start working with blending modes. Blending modes are under the transparency panel. The transparency panel you can get to, I have it open right here. You can either find it under window, it should be right here. I have it checked because I have it open already, or it's one of these icons on the right side. So transparency includes the blending modes and the opacity. What opacity does is you just set your own opacity, perhaps 90%, 80%, whatever you wish to do, or you can choose from a list of options that are available here, like 50%. So when I select 50%, I can see that my opaque brown rectangle is now 50% transparent. For the purpose of this exercise, I don't wish to use opacity, so I'm going to set it back to 100. Instead, I want to work with the blending modes. When you hover over this thing that says normal, it says blending mode. So what this is going to do is it will blend my opaque brown rectangle with whatever is behind it. So let me click on this little arrow that shows me a list of different options. And let me try, for example, this second one, which is darken. You start to see that the brown is blending with the image behind it. The second one is multiply. Each one has a different effect depending on what you wish to do or what's the intention with this design. Let's try hard light. Okay, I've tried this before and I find that the values of this color, of this brown, with the blending mode hard light work very well for this assignment, so I'm going to choose that. Now we're done with the base of the poster. You see we have the image and it's image traced, we have the brown over it, and now we need to actually implement the title and then these little graphics on the upper right corner. Let's start with the title. If I look at the title, it says Deconstructing Harry. It's a specific kind of font, which I need to find or something close to it as much as possible. From experience, I can tell that this font is something close to Courier. So let me first of all try, typing DE to see if I'm right, because I may be wrong. So I just typed DE, and then I'll select this and then hit hold down the shift command and the caret key to make it bigger. And then let me look under character if we have the Courier font available, and all Macs and probably all PCs do, so it should be under C right here. So Courier or Courier New, let me try the Courier New Bold. Okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Then perhaps it's the regular Courier. No, you see the bold option is giving me curves on the edges, but what I need is hard angles. So let me select regular, and that's better. Okay, I will put this DE here at the top, and now what I can do is just zoom in and take the scale tool and then hover over this top left corner, hold down the Alt key and click. And then the scale window appears And I will start increasing the size of these two letters, let's say by 10%. So I will enter 110 within uniform and then say OK, and then click Command D several times until the DE matches what's underneath. Now, as I said earlier, I'm not sure I'm happy with the fact that this font has curves on its edges, because the existing font has angles. As you can see, it has sharp angles. So I'm going to try to find the font that is closer to this existing font on the original poster. Let me go under the character panel again, and I believe it's this one, Courrier STD. Now, if you don't have it, it's okay, just use the regular Courrier. But the Courrier STD medium will give me the angular shapes at the end, and also I can change medium to bold, and that's as close as I can get to the existing font. So I think I'm doing well right now. Okay, let me position this properly. The D starts right here. And the next thing I want to do is creating outlines, because I need to create outlines in order to be able to manipulate my font. So to do that, again, remember from a previous tutorial, creating outlines is Command, Shift, and the letter O. And that would change my font into an outlined graphic, and so it's no longer editable. Okay, now I would take the direct selection tool, hover over this black part of the letter E to select it, and then move it to the left. That's one thing I can do.